family. I'm Dwight.
And I'm Dwanda.
And we are the Washingtons. Thank you for tuning in today to our marriage podcast. We call it the H.E.L.P podcast. And H.E.L.P stands for honesty, empathy, love, and patience. And we like to say every marriage needs help. So today we have with us Deion and Tanisha. They are a dynamic young couple. And we'd like for them to just kind of introduce themselves to us. And we're going to discuss some things related to their business. And it's just going to be a great day today.
Yeah, great. Yep. So, my name is Deion Pinex. So I've been, working for, used to work for a hospital a couple years ago. And then I worked for another hospital after that and worked for a military contract company. Me and my wife had met at the hospital.
Yeah. I was a transporter. He worked in logistics.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, though, because while we were there 4 years total. And we never met until like 2 years after us already being there. It was like 2 years later. And we worked in the same areas. And we never crossed paths until 2 years after us working there.
That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, I'm taking an unofficial poll. Who made the first move?
Yeah, technically I did because so this is the whole story. I
had a feeling you were leaving some things out. Yeah.
So the whole story is that one of my coworkers was literally coming around and he was like, "You notice that one girl?" They called her Zumba because she used to do Zumba and stuff like that. I was like, Zumba? I was like, who is that? So I say about a week after that, I never really, when I was walking in the hallway, I was focused.
Yeah.
I never was, looking around or nothing like that.
Right.
But just this one day, I guess that was the Lord, I looked up and I noticed, I was like, oh, this must be the person that they're talking about. I was like, she's sexy. She look good. Yeah.
All right.
So, the story after that is history. Yeah.
And I didn't give him my number. I gave him my Facebook. I was like, we can talk via Facebook.
Yeah, because I asked for a Facebook. I didn't ask for a number.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't go that far. I was like, let me ask for a Facebook and go from there. So that was my way in.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, and now we're 11. We're going on 12 years in November.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
wonderful. I'm trying to think of what else we were doing or whatnot.
Well, I mean, we were just, after we started dating and stuff, we would go to lunch together.
Yep.
I would go over to his section and help him work.
Yeah.
It was just, it was fun. We were really friends. We were becoming friends, and that was important to me.
That's good.
Okay. Yep.
Wow.
And how long did you guys date before you decided to get married?
So we dated for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then he proposed, and then 30 days later we got married.
We got married. Exactly.
We had a small wedding because, we was trying to pay off debt and stuff. So when we got married and moved into our apartment, our first apartment was a studio.
Yeah.
Because we was like, we got to pay off debt. We paid off his car.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay.
Our first apartment was a studio. I think if there's a step smaller than studio, that might have been what I was. Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah.
It's a good test though, because literally we couldn't, if we were mad at each other or whatnot, ain't no, I'm going across the other way and hide over there. No, we had to stay there and work it out.
Yeah. So. I was trying to work around it though, but God got on me because I would leave and go to Walmart or something, just leave.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You can't do that.
Yep.
You can't just leave. You can't
work it out."
So.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that's cool. That is as I said, I think you guys are, for those in our studio audience that don't know them, I think they're a dynamic couple. I think you guys are kind of the blueprint, really, for younger marriages. Like my wife and I have been married for a few years younger than, or more than you guys have.
Yeah.
And so I think courting, as I just dated myself with that word, actually, it's different. So you guys, you didn't give him your number.
Yeah.
You gave him your Facebook page.
Yeah.
To me, that's just weird. I mean, from weird, based upon how we did it back in our day.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah.
So a Facebook page, huh?
Yes, and we were actually messaging. He messaged me while I was on a church trip on the way to Ohio, and we were talking that whole trip. And I was like, "Wow, this is cool." Like, I don't know. Like, and then from there, when I felt comfortable, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give him my number, and then we started like texting. And,
Exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
and we did court. I like to use the word court
Yeah, I
too.
was about to say we
Really?
did that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
okay.
we
I thought
use
that
we
was an
use
old-fashioned
dating.
word that I
Yeah,
only
it
use
really
now.
is though.
It is old fashioned,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
but it's
That's
like
all right.
it separates us from the world. That's how we
Yeah.
felt it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we
Because
like
we did do
using it.
things differently.
Yeah, it was different.
You know,
yeah.
it's we were friends first. We
Mhm.
didn't have no, physical situations.
Yep.
Okay.
We waited until we got married.
That's
Yep.
nice.
And we really learned to like. That's why we're like so close and best friends now
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
we literally enjoy each other's company.
Yep.
Because we started our relationship in the foundation on friendship. Like we just got really close.
That's
Exactly.
nice.
Yep. It was friends.
That's real good.
That's
That's
awesome.
real
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what's up. That's you
Mhm.
guys. You know, so you've been married for 12, almost going on 12
12
years,
Yep.
Mhm.
and you also. My understanding is you also have a business together.
Yes.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Ooh, that's a whole story
Yeah.
itself. That's in
Wow.
our marriage. That's the
Right.
part of the marriage
Yeah.
right there.
So, okay, it really started with me. I come from, my parents are entrepreneurs, so I just seen it growing up. I've always wanted to be my own boss.
Okay.
And then, too, I don't really take well with people telling me what to do. And especially if it's something silly
Mhm.
and it don't make sense, it's just like, oh, I know I can do it better, or I know I can. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into business for myself. But I wanted to do that. And that was when, in 2015, it was like a year after
Yep,
we got married.
2015. Yep.
And I was working at an insurance company with Daisha.
Yep.
And it was just on my heart just to start my business. I wanted to start this business. So I would be on the phone, like crying with Deion, like, babe, like, oh, I want to work. Like, I feel God calling me to entrepreneurship. And there were many a days that I would call him and be saying that and be crying on the phone at work while I'm at work.
Yep.
And this one particular day,
Mm-hmm.
I was on the phone doing what I usually do. And babe was like, God is telling me right now, babe, for you to leave your job.
Yep.
And I was like, you ain't got to tell me twice.
Yeah.
Because I've been feeling it, but God gave him that confirmation that
Yep.
he needed
Mhm.
for us to make a step like that, you
And
know?
I got that feeling. Literally, I'm over here picking the items in the OR room and stuff like that. When I was in the ER room at the time, picking the items. And she was just telling me all this stuff that they're doing, this, that.
Wow.
And it just came, just literally this small little voice. That's what I listened to. And it was just like, tell her to leave. It's like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of y'all.
Yeah.
Tell her to leave.
What?
And that's why I told her, I waited till she got done.
Okay.
I was like, God's telling me right now, you can leave.
Yeah.
And
And it
you-
wasn't because I was crying or anything.
No,
Because
no,
I've been
no.
doing it. I've
Yeah,
been
you've been
calling.
doing
It's
it.
been
Yeah.
months
Okay.
Exactly.
that have went by.
Yeah.
And I was just so like, oh my, it's finally here.
Yep.
It's finally here.
Yeah.
So yep, I left.
That day, yeah.
Yep,
That
I
day?
left.
Yep.
Yep, I
Yep,
left that day.
that day.
And I told my manager, and we actually had a good talk. And it's so funny because she was like, it's just so crazy that you can do that. I admire your faith and blah blah blah. And it's so funny because now she's an entrepreneur. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
cute. Okay.
But yeah, that was pretty much like how it all started. And really, like while I was there, I figured out that Anthem. I figured out that the place I was working at did not have. It wasn't about the actual job. God sent me there to show me what my business was supposed to be.
Okay.
And I met this girl named Kiana who we're still friends with today. And she was singing, she's a singer and all that stuff. And she was showing me some videos and stuff of her singing. And all I could think about was, you have this beautiful voice and, you're showcasing your talent, but then it's like the video was grainy and like,
Bad
her
audio.
photos didn't, the
Yeah.
audio was bad. Her photos didn't look good. And it just clicked like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be a photographer. That's really how it started, was photography.
Yep.
And then it's evolved into the branding house that it is now. But it was all because of, it was all for me to meet her and for
Okay.
God to show me what that business was. So once he showed me it, then it was like 2 months went by. He told Deion, go ahead, tell her to leave. I
Yep.
left, and then it's just been up since then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
That's good.
I speak about this often that nothing in life is just like random.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not.
So now I'm always asking God. My question used to be like, why am I here?
Yep. Yep.
But now my focus has shifted from like, I hate this place. Why am I here?
Mhm.
To what is my purpose
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
being here? And I think God shows us like, so you're there,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really like the job, but while you're there, you meet somebody, and then you have a conversation and interaction. And then as that conversation or relationship develops, you start seeing what your true purpose
Exactly.
is.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So so you have a kind of a branding company. What does that look like in real time? What all do you do? You guys do?
So we own a company called Prolific Visuals.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a design and media branding agency.
Yep.
So we work with businesses, creatives, and organizations, and we pretty much give them all that they need visually to market their business, to tell the story of their business. We do web design, graphic design, photography, videography, just all the things that you would need visually for your business. We produce that for you.
Yep.
And we're also going to get into films and stuff, but that's later on.
Yeah.
I like Tyler Perry.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Wow, that's good.
So what is it like? So you guys are around each other pretty much 24/7. So
Wow.
tell us some challenges in that regard.
So pretty much, because that's another thing we add into the story, because she left her job in 2015, but not full time yet.
Yeah.
We were still hanging on. We weren't trusting God fully yet.
It was just like, just a little
but at the
bit.
same time, it was still working out through God.
Right.
So she was doing
A serving job.
a part-time
Yeah.
serving job until when
It was only for a year.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
And that
it
was in
was a year.
2017. I
Yep.
left and went full time in 2017.
Yep,
Okay.
and full time on that. So then years go by. You know, I'm still doing full time.
Okay.
At this time, I'm at the military contract company working, and I'm there, and literally it's the same thing. I got someone had prophesied over me and said that I need to leave my job,
Yeah.
and I said no. I said no, Lord, I'm not leaving my job.
Wow.
I need my job to support my family. That's what my parents been doing. My father. That's what I'm doing. I'm working 9 to 5 until I rank up and do what I need to do and go from there. I said no. However, God just kept. I remember. I'll never forget that day. I was walking in to work, and it just felt like this pressure of like I just couldn't go in. It was just telling me of like, it was just like you need to leave. You need to leave. And I say about 2 or 3 weeks after that, I put in my resignation notice, and I told him, to leave. And my supervisor was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes, I need to go full time into our business.
Yeah.
We need to make this scale, because other than that, it's just going to stay stagnant."
And I remember being like, Prolific is going to, retire my husband, because I didn't want Deion working no more. I wanted him to work with me. It was like, babe, like we can do this together, you know? And so I remember thinking that we was going to have to get to a certain spot in our business for him to retire. And God saw fit to do different. He was like, no, we're going to do it now.
Yep, going to do it now.
And he started this whole process. Our faith has been built.
Yes, built. Yeah.
Because when you ain't got a check to depend on,
yes,
I'm telling you, when God has come through in so many ways for us. When because you left in
2021.
2021.
Yep, 2021.
Yep. And
October.
So, and so I was used to, his check at least coming in. You know what I'm saying? Even if the business wasn't making money, it's like at least we had that.
At least we had that.
And then once he left, it was like, whoa, okay, this is what it means to trust God. This is truly what it means to have faith and trust in what God is like saying. We was just obedient. And, and of course it was frustrating sometimes. It would be scary and all that, but he always came through. And even to this day, because we both are running the business, and that's our bread and butter.
That's our bread and butter. Yeah. So coming back to your question of any difficulties or whatnot, pretty much it. I mean, we kind of, because we get along.
Yeah.
I guess this would be the only hurdle if we had a disagreement or whatnot. We can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is our business. You got to work through it. So saying if you went somewhere and you need to film or take photos, I can't be like, whoop, see you later.
Right.
I got to do the job still. So we got to work through the disagreement.
I think another one too was us learning each other's learning style. How are we going to learn new things together? Like, and then if it's something I may know or he may know more than each other or whatever, it was like, okay, how are we teaching that? Because that matters too. Because how you say it, now, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff matters, and so
that's true.
We got over that little hurdle, but we good. Like we know how to speak to each other and to teach each other different things or whatever. And yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So we,
It
I
is.
feel like we didn't really have too many hiccups because again, we restarted our foundation.
Yep,
It was
that
strong.
yes,
We were friends.
that's the whole part. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That studio helped.
Yeah,
that studio helped
Okay,
because
the
it built
studio.
that foundation
Yeah.
of where I can't just go to another room and play my game and
Yeah.
whatnot and just be like, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm in the
Right
same
there.
room.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes.
Wow.
Well, you guys have hit on like a lot of areas just in how your business started.
Yeah.
You talked about faith. You talked about learning how to, work together,
Yep.
and that's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. People don't realize, and maybe you guys can speak to this, like how gut churning
hmm
it is to say, you know what,
Yeah.
because most people will say, you know what, I hate this place, but I think I need to stay.
Yep.
Well, you guys were kind of the opposite, because what keeps most people away from leaving is the check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you all have a conversation about what that's going to look like? With is we going to go down from 2 checks to 1 check, and what level? that's like another level of faith.
Yeah.
To step out on that uncertainty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And faith is risky.
Yes.
There's,
Yes.
there's because everybody wants to say, well, I live by faith, but nobody really likes living by faith.
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
like to know, like the bill is going to get paid on the
Yep.
first.
Yep.
When I get home, there's going to be a house there.
Exactly.
So we don't really we say that because it's another religious
Yeah.
saying that I love living by faith. Nobody likes living by faith.
Exactly.
Let's just put that out there.
Yep.
America.
Put that.
We
Yep.
don't.
Very true.
We like to have some certainty. So
Comfortability.
I'm sure that as you were feeling the urge, what did it look like on your side?
Yep.
Was that a lot of faith for you to say, okay, go ahead and do it? Because essentially you're saying, go ahead and take our income to
Yep.
half.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Yep.
how much faith did it, or was it just like, this is easy? Or was that a hard decision for you to tell your wife to go ahead and quit? I remember, hold that thought. I remember
Yep.
when you were pregnant with DJ, and she was working at Long John Silver's. Hey, I call names. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, let's call names. Let's just put it out at, because I'm not saying anything that's not true.
Yeah. Yep.
So I went to pick you up, and you're pregnant, and you're already having some minor problems, I think. And they had, I don't know, back in the day, they had those big old heavy mops.
Oh yeah.
That they were like
Big.
heavy.
Yeah. The
So
metal.
I went to pick her up,
Yeah.
and I could see in the window because she wasn't time to get off yet. So I looked in the window, and she's like sticking this big mop
yeah.
belly way out here.
Yep.
I'm like, that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You
I've
can't-
had enough.
Yeah.
So, but it's still a level of faith.
Yep.
Because you're essentially saying we're going to cut our income down.
Mm-hmm.
So speak to those people who may be, and I just want to also say everybody's not cut out to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
Everybody-
saying?
yeah.
Right.
So I'm
Yep.
not telling anybody. I'm not saying or suggesting that everybody should be
Exactly.
an entrepreneur.
Right.
Yep.
But how did you guys know, number one, and then what kind of level of faith, or what was it for you to be able to tell
Yeah.
Tanisha,
Yep.
say, you know what, babe, just leave.
Yeah.
Just quit.
And definitely, like you said, let's clarify this. Yeah, entrepreneurship is not for the weak heart. It's not. It's not for the faint of heart
Right.
at all. You have to be ready. You have to have that calling from God
Right.
to know, all right, yeah, I think I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
I think really God just because the way He staged our life
Yeah.
with us, at this current time, we don't have any kids or whatnot, and that helped.
Yeah.
We didn't have a house, so we didn't have to be like, okay, or we're gonna go in
Right. Make sure
foreclosure and stuff like
mortgage.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the way God just kind of stepped everything. We didn't have no car payments, so it wasn't a huge like thing of being like, okay, we got all these bills
Right.
or all these type of things that we have to pay. Other than that, we need to go file for bankruptcy. So I would definitely advise that to people for sure. You need to make sure things are aligned. And I mean, first of all, go to God, and then two, you look at the logical. Make sure you got things paid off and things like make sure everything is make sure you got a nest egg, things like that before you actually start heavily considering entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and the peace too that he gave us. It was just peace. Like to be honest, I didn't even really think about that. I didn't even think about the fact that, you know, of course our income was going to decrease, but it wasn't even. It's just because I know for a fact God told me to go into entrepreneurship, and then for him to tell, I just felt so much peace. And I'm like, why would God tell us to do this, and then we just be left high and dry? He wouldn't do that. So it just made it a little easier, and along with the things you said.
And also too, you know, it's been times, and I ain't gonna say, oh, it's perfect, and I never looked at a job ever again. No, after I left. About a year, I started considering a job. That's what I did.
And I was like, baby, no, we gotta just stick to it.
Exactly. But God he kept putting things in place to where I could not either get a job or two, it would just happen. Literally, all right, I'm like, man, we gotta pay our rent. We gotta pay our rent. I'm about to go out here, I'm about to get me a job. And he provided. Wow. And then it'll be like, the car's down, the car. I gotta get out, gotta make this money. Provided. Yeah. So it was literally.
We had our electricity bill on disconnect. And he paid it that same day. Actually, that was the day, mind you, gave us the remaining balance that we needed. You sent us some cash app money. And I was like, look at God. Like he literally provided what we needed.
Because we were still a little bit short. I was like, man, we're going to provide it.
So it's like our faith, just the faith building. It's just wow. Like it's just crazy. Like I just feel so good at where we are now and where we're going. Like we feel very prepared. And we've been pruned and tested and tried and all the things.
Over and over, and still is.
Right.
Even with the newer levels that we're going to, working with bigger companies and things, and now we're considering that we need to do this and that. Right. You know, now it's new challenges that we're working with now. So
but we're ready for it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
So God has a way of like giving us faith for our next.
Yes. Yep. There we go.
You know, not only faith for our now, but faith for our next.
Yep.
And that everything that God brings us through is like a situation where now I put that in my file cabinet and I can recall that if God made a way over here, then going forward, we have no doubt that he will sustain us.
Yep. That's very true. Because that's like, you know, I guess that's kind of what you can also look at as well as from my past with my parents and stuff. I seen the things that the Lord could do. So it's like, all right, I know he's telling me to do this. So it's kind of like I just got to have the same amount of faith as like what my parents had, knowing that he's going to work a way out of literally a no way. Literally, it's way out of no way.
Yeah.
It just things
and
happen.
I just want to say, too, I really, really appreciate my husband because of course, he supported me from the beginning and he believed in me, even though at this time, I wasn't even doing photography yet because God just showed me that's what I'm supposed to do. What? So it was like for him to just believe that I was going to do well in that and support it. And I just love him so much. And he used his 401k to start my business. So what was it, like $14,000?
Yeah, something like that.
And we used it to start the business and to, of course, pay some bills and stuff. But that was just that's why I wanted to retire him so bad. Like I wanted him to feel that same freedom that I felt, and he ain't had to go clock in, you know, and all that stuff. And because of how supportive he was and is, so
nice.
So
and I seen that. I just knew. I don't know. That's what God had already he gave me that vision. Remember, I was telling you before we got married and stuff like that. All of what our life was going to be like, and I just was like, no, I'm betting on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally betting on this, and I know I'm gonna get a return from my 401k. Gonna turn this 14 into millions.
Right.
So
exactly.
So that's what I seen, and you know, and that's what I always loved about you was your hustle, your drive, and that I knew you could do it. So
everybody needs somebody to support them. That you feel like, you know, if the excrement hits the exhaust system,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
that I got at least one supporter.
Yep.
And my wife has been my biggest
I got
supporter.
you.
Yeah.
And I try to support her.
Yep.
She's got some things going on in terms of business, and that you guys have been helping her with. And so you guys do fantastic work.
Thank you.
I think Beech Grove, our church is really fortunate to have such young entrepreneurs
Yeah.
that are part of what we're trying to do here.
Yep.
Because it really is going to be people like you guys that take the ministry to the next level.
Yeah.
Because you all understand the language. I don't know a better way to say that, because, you know, we now live in a different kind of
Yep.
environment in terms of how people communicate. And so you need somebody who understands the language, who understands the landscape
Yep.
of how things work. So, you know, when my wife and I were younger, or when we were your age, it was different. To apply for a job, you actually had to look in the
Yep.
newspaper,
Exactly.
and you actually had to call somebody
Yep.
and get an application,
Yep.
and then you had to go in for an interview.
Yeah.
And now things are different.
Yep.
Because everything is online. So speak to. I mean, this is about marriage. So, do you guys think that that's weird in any kind of way? To me,
So what?
well, it's like everything's on the line.
Yeah.
Because it takes away from the human interaction. So convince me that that's the way, you know, that's a good way to meet somebody.
No, yes, it is. And that's the problem, is what their scientists and analysts and stuff like that they're seeing, is that this younger generation is not having that communication anymore. Actually, when we was at the IBE thing, they were showing the statistics. And they were showing how that because they're not doing that communication face-to-face anymore, everything is starting to decline when it comes to their literacy and stuff like that. They can't even, you know, these kids can't even read anymore, which is mind-blowing.
Yeah. So we're actually, to your point, we're actually on the other side of that. Like, we kind of wish that it would go back to where you can call and stuff like that. Because I was just on the phone trying to get somebody on for a customer service situation, and it took 40-some minutes, and I'm on hold. Or they'll put on a robot, and then you talk to the robot.
And they can't even understand you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that is a great point. We're right with you. And a lot of the newer generation are starting to really kind of hate social media because it's bringing all this anxiety and problems that's coming with it. I don't know if it's going to keep moving forward in that. Maybe there'll be the generation to change it, or what, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but it has its, you know, good things.
Yes,
like, because
like
you're
anything.
able, especially when you run a business, you know, using social media, you're able to reach a broader and bigger audience versus being in one room with some, you know, with some people. So it has its good things, but then it also, you know, has the other stuff just kind of like, ugh, I wish this wasn't part of it.
Well, you guys are experts at the social media piece, and I appreciate that. Not only being a pastor, but a licensed realtor on my end, there are so many times that a client will call me and say, "Hey, I found this house. Can we go look at it?" And the picture's like, "Wow, this house is phenomenal." And then you get there and it's like, "We've been catfished."
Yes,
totally different.
That definitely happens.
So it's like there's so many. Every progressive move that's made opens up like a whole different can of worms.
Yep, it does.
You know, from being catfish to it's now people are stealing identities and whatnot.
And
it's
AI
all done
too.
online.
Yeah,
And AI.
That's getting and again, there's good things to it, and then there's some stuff that's just crazy. Like the fact that you could literally put somebody else's face. Like, let's say somebody was robbing a bank. They could literally put somebody else's face on there and then say that it was you that was robbing the bank. and you weren't even there, but they
Right.
can literally make it look like you.
Exactly.
That's scary. That's the
Yeah.
scary side of AI that
Yep.
I just can't do.
Yep.
But like when I'm editing photos and stuff in Lightroom,
Yep.
and I need to remove somebody in the background,
Yeah.
I just scribble over it or whatever, and the AI just poof, they just disappear. That's the good
That's the
side of it.
good
It's like, okay,
side,
cool. It made my
okay.
job easier. So it's just it's
And
levels.
it's like pros and cons. I mean, that's to anything except for God.
Yeah.
He's all pros right there. But pros and cons to anything. I mean, like obviously, I'm a firearm carrier, and I use it as a tool. I don't use it to go do harm or whatnot.
Yeah.
It can be either used for harm or it can be used for good. Same as with technology, with AI, I can use it for harm, like you were
Okay.
saying, change
Right.
somebody's face or
Yeah.
stealing people's identity, or I can use it to make my life much
Right.
easier and
Right.
quicker when it has the processes to my businesses and
Right.
stuff.
And that's
So,
what
yeah.
we choose to do with our platform, because we feel like everybody has a platform.
Yep.
And that's what we choose to do with ours is just to, share the love of God and, a little bit of what we do. And that's it. Like, we ain't trying to, and of course we want to inspire people and maybe entertain here and there, but yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
That's cool. Well, like I said, we are excited for what God is doing in you guys' lives and ministry. It's just I get joy out of watching you guys grow, and all of we got some young couples, but you guys are the ones that are here today, and so I appreciate because you remind me a lot of my wife and I, and it's just it's great to see God just kind of elevate both of you, and I don't think I'm sure that He's not done with you personally or your business. I think both of you guys, the business and the relationship with Christ I've watched it grow.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys did you come from similar religious backgrounds or different backgrounds? What you grew up with?
Yeah, I grew
Yeah.
up I ain't grew up like Pentecostal or anything like that.
Right.
So it's
But in the church.
kind of, in the church,
Yeah.
but I'm just trying to even break it down even more because I know I'm going to let you share your story. But, so it's always been just, pretty much non-denominational. That's kind of like what I grew up in.
So that wasn't the religious things.
Yeah.
Was not because we came up the same way as well
Right.
religiously,
Yep.
so that we didn't have that, obstacle.
Right,
yeah.
nah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about you?
I grew up Kojic, Church of God in Christ, Free Temple in Fort Wayne.
I thought you were Baptist.
And actually, before I started going here, I was going to a Baptist church.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you were Baptist.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also too want to say too that we appreciate and love y'all because I don't think how much. I don't know what it was, but it was at that time where it was just the spirit. It was just crazy in church in a good way.
Yeah.
And a lot of your sermons and the messages that you were giving, and then even with you prophesying and speaking over our life, it was during that time of entrepreneurship. And I didn't really realize. I used to think that like depression and stuff was like, oh, you just need to pray. And, I didn't really understand it until I became an entrepreneur. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like I had to deal and kind of struggle with learning this new person. Like
it is.
because it really was a shift into, doing something pretty much all your life, going to a 9-to-5 and stuff. And then you just straight up, everything is on you.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn, okay, what am I going to present? Like, what am I presenting to the world? And it was just like, I had to learn like a new me.
Yep.
And it was that time, like God was just coming through. He was speaking to me every Sunday through the sermons, the messages, prophesy. I mean, it was just, so we appreciate our church and our church family because it really has helped us get through and get to where we are now, and also has helped prepare us for what's to come.
Wow.
So we just I just wanted to put that out there that y'all definitely have a part in this too.
Yep. Yes, most
That's
definitely.
awesome. That's awesome. So you had similar, religious upbringing.
Yep.
And so again, that's critical because marriages have enough issues, and a lot of stress can be taken away from at least having some kind of common upbringing in terms of your beliefs.
Right.
Like you know, we know couples that, you know, one person believes in God, and then the other party believes in something different,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
and it causes friction
Yeah.
Of course.
in the marriages.
Yep.
And so you guys, you know, you kind of have similar backgrounds.
Yep.
And then you got married. You've been married for almost 12 years, and you're entrepreneurs. So is it possible to avoid conflict in business, or no?
As in,
Because
like conflict with us or in general?
Tanisha wants to do it one way, you want to do it another way. And then how do you guys handle when it's business related or marriage related?
Yep.
And Tanisha wants to do it one way, and you kind of have a different idea. How do you all meet? Because I know a lot of couples that we talk to, that's part of their problem. They can't. They have no conflict resolution skills at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything's a fight.
Yep.
So how do you guys resolve when Tanisha wants to do one thing and you want to do it a different way?
Yep.
Because you're different people.
Yeah. I know it's supposed to sound crazy, but we kind of always agree.
Yeah.
Pretty much on
We do.
with the business things. Now it might be like as in personal things. It might have some distance.
But I know that I can always count on him because like when I'm doing like graphic design work and I show him something, he'll be real and be like, babe, no. Or like if we doing like anything like for content and it's corny, he'll tell me like, no, we're not doing it.
But that's rare. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's usually if you're just really thinking outside the box, or if I'm thinking way outside the box.
But we balance each other out, and then we compromise for the most part. I mean, it usually wow. We both have the same type of like vision when it comes to what we want to do, and like the goals are the same. I don't know, like I'm telling you, God ordained our like we are supposed to be together because it's just we get along so well, and we have the same vision. Like God gave us the same vision, the same goals, the same things that we like. I also carry a firearm. Like that was something that he loved. Like, dang, like I don't have to, try to convince my wife or anything like that because I'm down. I'm like, all right, let's go. Just teach me how to do it. And so stuff like that. We good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So wait a minute now. Wait 1 minute. So are you telling me that y'all never argue?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we have our disagreements. That's for sure. That's what I was saying previously. We have our disagreements,
right?
But it's just not like when it comes to business things, as in like. I'm really trying to think of something of that we were like, no, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
Or we had our riffs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we usually agree on the business.
Yeah, like
because he has a business mind anyway. God showed me he's gonna be a businessman, serial entrepreneur. So right now he's doing prolific, but he got his other stuff he working on.
Wow.
But like we cool when it comes to business.
Yeah.
Remember our first argument though? Our first argument.
Yeah. And that's what she was talking about, the Walmart thing.
Oh yeah.
So ain't too many disagreements really.
Okay.
But our first argument, it wasn't us because we were cussing each other out. And after we did that, we was like, that's not us.
Yeah, it just
and
felt
we never
weird.
did it again. We never did that again.
Yeah, never
because
cussed each
that's
other
not
out.
we was like that. We don't want that. That's not gonna be in our marriage. We're not doing that.
Yep.
And we definitely had disagreements though. But I think they've lessened over the years.
Yeah.
We still have them, but they've lessened, and we've learned how to argue.
Yes.
Because it used to be yelling, but now it's just like, all right, hold on, we need to take a moment. Let's wait till it calm down, then we come back to it because we're not about to just be sitting here yelling at each other.
And in that was the whole. Actually, they lessened what you would think it would be the other way around. They lessened actually when we both came entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I believe that was due to God literally pruning us and just building our faith.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a problem with, all right, I ain't got no money. I get mad. I don't want to talk to Tanisha. I don't want to I just go into my own bubble, and I don't want to do that. But however, with God showing me of how He's going to provide, He's just keep coming for providing, and it always at that last minute, literally, we're thinking like, oh, this is it. Oh, we're about to either lose our place where we at, or a car, or well, we
Yeah.
had the car payments, but
Wow.
our car might not be running again.
Yeah.
And he'll come right through,
What?
right on time.
But that
literally.
did used to irritate me. Like
Yeah.
I'm more of the faith girl, the optimist.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
logical,
everything
so-
gonna work out right,
Yeah.
and he's more logical. And so sometimes that it would clash because I'm thinking of it from a faith standpoint. I'm like, baby, remember what God said, you know? And then he's more like logical. Yeah, I remember, but we still got this building
Yep.
to be paid.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's where we had a little bit of a hurdle, and we had to come to Jesus moment together. And
Yep.
I spoke into I spoke life. I was like, listen, this is what it is. And God came through, and I have seen he's grown so much. He, like, his faith is crazy built.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, yes, finally. I don't got to, try to talk him off the ledge. But yeah.
But I'm still logical in a lot of
Yeah, he
areas
still
because I'll
is.
be like, you know.
But it's still good. I feel like it's good balance.
Yeah, true. Because I guess you could say that's a disagreement or whatever. Because she might want to pull from a loan and be like, oh, here
I'm
we
the
could use this
spender.
loan for doing this to build our business. But I'll be like, here's the logical part with me. All right, well, we ain't got nothing in plan yet. How are
To
we gonna
pay it
use
back.
this money? How is this
Yeah.
money gonna make us money? You know, and
Right.
have it, times two.
Right.
So no, we're not doing no
Yeah.
loan until we have a full plan and a full safe plan to where I know, like, all right, it's good. Or
That's right.
if God told me and He didn't tell me
Right.
to use no loan.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
So
And I listen to my husband.
Okay.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't
Don't
gonna go back and
overstep or
forth with you.
nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I see him as the leader of our home, and it's like, and I respect him, and he's also shown me that I can put my, my trust in him, and like, what's the other thing I'm trying to say? Well, basically, I just know he's the king of our home, and
Yes.
so I'm not going to go back and forth because I know that that's only going to make things worse.
Yep.
And I know that if he's saying that or saying whatever he's saying, because Deion doesn't speak much, then it's real, and you need to listen. It's just that
Okay.
simple. And I believe in him, and I agree with what he be saying, and his comeback it always makes sense. And I'm like, okay, you right.
Yep.
Let me chill.
Wow.
And sometimes I gotta check myself. Like, okay, yeah, you right.
Okay.
I'm tripping.
That's real. That's real. Do I listen, honey?
You're getting better.
Am I?
It's still a
Roll my
process.
eyes.
It's still
Now,
a process.
now he still may get some lit,
Okay.
but
yeah.
you know,
Okay, if you're not going to include that,
Yeah.
that part, yeah. 'Cause
What?
yeah. So
well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna talk back.
I'm kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Deion. I'm like, okay, so how much does it cost?
I don't know.
And that's
God go provide.
right.
that is the thing with creatives.
Yeah. Yep.
Creatives
Very true.
don't care about
Yep.
how much
Yep.
it costs. They just want to create.
Yep. That's,
It's like-
that's Tanisha.
I sometimes I'll say, hey, honey, we don't need any
Mhm.
more of that, whatever
Yup,
that is.
exactly.
She's always
Mhm.
she's always got her crafts
Yep.
and arts and
Sounds very
they're all over
familiar.
the house and it's like
You going upstairs?
we don't need
Yeah.
that.
I need
Mhm.
it. I need it.
Right. Sometimes
And-
it's like,
and-
No.
and it's not
No.
really a need. It's just it's the creative
Outlet,
person's
yeah.
it's the creative person's way they process.
Mhm.
right.
Like for my wife, the cost is
Yeah.
not an object.
Yeah.
Like if I'm out looking at some stuff, that's the very first thing I look at.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. This is what.
How
this-
much is it?
Yep. Exactly.
Like if I look at a pair of shoes, if I'm in a store, first thing I'm gonna do is like
Mhm.
turn it over. Okay, how much are they?
Yep.
Because my mindset is like if I don't want to fall in love with these and then turn them over and then they're like way out of my
Yeah.
budget.
Exactly.
They have a sale, honey. Go up to the counter. They're having a
20%
sale.
off.
But I guess faith people move in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of put faith and creative in like the same vein. The
Mhm.
way they process
Yep.
that I'm just gonna jump off this cliff,
Yeah.
and somehow on the way down, God is gonna supply a parachute,
Yep.
and it's gonna open up.
Open
It's
up,
like, Can we wait? Can we just get the parachute first?
Exactly.
And let's test
Go
it
from-
out.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And early on, I think that may have caused us conflicts as well.
Mm.
But over the years, I mean, we've been together now, 46 years?
Mm-hmm.
That
Blessing.
Awesome.
you know, we dated for 5 years. My wife says 6,
6.
but it was 5 because I remember.
Mm.
But so apparently she was stalking me for a whole year. I didn't even.
I'm gonna need you to come around.
I didn't know. But over the years, I've learned. And I'm sure you guys are in that process now. There's always something that you're going to learn about.
Yep.
Tanisha.
It's
Oh,
always,
yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's always
always
new.
going to be something you're going to learn about Deion. Like, yeah. So we're kind of past that stage. We
Yeah.
kind of start each other's sentences now
Yeah.
or finish
Yeah.
them. So, but that was a process.
Mhm.
And some things I've said it over the pulpit. Some things about my wife, I know I'm not going to change.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so
Mhm.
now since I know I'm not going to change it, my other alternative is to accept it and work within the parameters
Mhm.
of how her brain works.
Yep.
Or we argue about it every day.
Exactly.
And we've just chosen not to
Mhm.
argue about stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
And
you
y'all
know?
really helped me with that when it comes to like, just you can't change everything in a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You can't. Like as you're seeing over years going by,
Mhm.
and this person
Still the
has
same
not
thing.
changed
Not
in
Yeah,
this
changed.
it's
area.
not going to change.
Why keep? You ain't do this. You ain't do.
Right.
Why keep doing that? Raise my
Yeah.
blood pressure
Right.
to where I could be like, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing.
Right.
No,
Just
just
let her
do it.
do
Just
it.
just
Yeah.
let her do it.
Let
Or
her do
I'll do it real quick. I'm done.
Yeah.
Then we
And
all
I-
sitting down, chilling, laughing. So
and our
yeah.
favorite thing to say, because you say, is every house has its own flow.
Mhm.
We
Yes,
tell our
yeah, we
friends and we tell
definitely-
everybody
we
that
definitely
that's
cop
true.
that.
Yeah, it's very true.
Mhm.
It's
Yep,
very
it is.
true.
Mhm.
It just it's just you learn to how your partner's brain works.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then there's a lot of decisions at that point
Mhm.
Yeah.
that you make.
Yep.
And one of the decisions, because you have to make a conscious decision to argue with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Like they can be provoking you,
Mhm.
but I gotta make a conscious decision in my own brain.
Yep.
I'm gonna engage you back.
Right.
Yep.
And so we still have our heated discussions.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I know at the end of the day,
I'm going to
she
win.
that she's probably gonna win.
Yep.
But I don't think there's not a winner or
Yeah.
a loser.
Yeah. That's up. Yeah.
Mm.
If there's just a different way of doing the
Mhm.
same thing.
Yep.
Does her idea get me to my goal?
Mhm.
Mm.
So just the other day, I was doing something. I had a project going at the house, something I was working on,
Tread lightly.
and I could not. I couldn't. I'm trying to give you a compliment.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So I needed one of those. You guys have probably seen them. They are like, you hook it and then you ratchet it and it gets tighter.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I forgot what those things
It's
called, but yeah.
a strap.
Yep.
Ratchet
The strap. Yeah.
Mm.
And so I'm like, doggone, I got to go to the hardware store because I
Mhm.
can't get this to work without this ratchet thing.
Yep.
So the creative person
Mhm.
said, sounded like something dumb. It's like, can't you just use your belt?
Yep.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no,
No,
I can't
yeah,
use a belt.
it don't work
It's
like
not
that.
gonna-
Yeah, it's not
gonna-
going. Yep, that's how I
But
am.
I'm like, do I really feel like going to the
Right.
hardware store?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I said, I'm gonna try this
Yep, try.
belt thing.
Yep.
I tried it and it worked.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
so I
Been there.
came back and told her, I was like, I said, thank you. And she
Mhm.
said, for what? I was like, your idea
Yep.
worked.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So if you listen, you just gotta listen.
Yeah.
And I know that my wife, she doesn't like you to stand over her. If she
Yeah,
has
while
a-
you work.
If she has
Yep.
if she has an assignment
Yeah.
or she's working on something
Mhm.
and you stand there, well, I thought maybe it was just a sign of affection. I'm gonna stand there. I'm gonna stand right with you. So she'll look up. She's like,
Where can I help you?
Yep,
Can I
literally.
That's what she was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, really? I'm just
Okay.
over here. I'm just
Right.
spending time with
What we
you.
doing?
That's all I'm doing.
You always talk about us spending time together.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly.
Right
You got
now.
the wig.
I'm over here in the kitchen, literally.
While I'm
She
cooking,
looking at
Here
me.
you come.
You can leave. You'll have to be. I just want to spend time with you.
Not right now.
So that's why I say you guys remind us a lot remind me of us, because the way, Deion is more cerebral and you're more the creative, and so you kind of balance each other out,
Yeah.
and we're the same way. So it's just our whole objective in starting this podcast was not that we didn't have things to do, right? I see so many marriages, and we do a lot of counseling, and unfortunately what people do is they wait until basically the relationship is on hospice, and they call it in the family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they come and they, hey, Pastor, can we
Put it
talk
on
to
you?
you?
Yeah.
So now I feel I used to feel pressure to try to
save it.
I'm trying to save
it.
you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to my wife and I, was like, have you realized that people, they always come to us like when it's like,
It's
too
life
late.
support.
Yeah.
It's more life support.
it's a hospice, man.
Yeah.
The hospice nurse is in the house.
Yep.
It's like, this is crazy. So what I've heard you guys say is you've learned, and I try to teach this with the people that I have influence over, like, do maintenance stuff.
Yep.
Like, don't if you see a problem, if you're starting to veer off, like, do some, because nothing's going to self-correct.
Nope.
Right.
Won't.
Problems will not correct themselves. It's going to take the two people who are in the relationship to say, you know what, let's just take a pause,
Yep.
and let's revisit this maybe at another time, because it looks like you guys have already discovered, and it's another thing that I try to teach, is that every time is not the right time
Exactly.
to have this discussion.
Yeah.
So let's take a pause,
Table it. Yeah.
and then we'll come back later,
Yep.
and we'll talk about it, because
Yes.
right now is not the right time.
Right.
Eat it. Yeah.
Too
Because
angry.
absolutely.
Yes.
Calm down.
So let's everybody get calm, take a woosah moment. We'll come back to it, and then we'll try to talk through it logically.
Yep.
And that's what we try to do.
Yep.
And then at some point somebody may have to say, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
And what I've learned too in that time that we take away from talking about it in that moment, God be talking to us individually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
That's
be
good.
ministering.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Literally. Yep.
And
Very
So
true.
then when you
Literally.
come back, it's like everything is kind of more chill and you have more
Yeah.
peace and
Yep.
you're able to actually have the conversation.
Exactly. Without talking over each other and stuff like that.
Right.
And one thing you're doing when you're arguing back and forth with each other is just doing
Yeah,
this.
it's gonna keep
Just
circling
going around in a
around.
circle. It literally
Ain't no
never
point.
exit outside the
Right.
circle. But
That's
with you
good.
taking that pause, that way you get out of that circle and then come back together, come up with the problem, solve the problem
solution,
with
yeah.
the solution, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like, well, and then when you go off to yourself, I really believe that, as Tanisha said, God speaks to our hearts.
Yes.
But I also believe that He allows you to speak to yourself.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you're sitting there
Key.
talking to yourself.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna be a baby.
Yep. Exactly.
Be a
Yep.
baby about this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's so true.
y'all
It's
don't really
true.
argue about
Yep.
like you left the toilet seat
Yeah.
on, or she had a pair of shoes
Yep.
too many
Too
downstairs.
many down. Yep.
Like, so y'all gonna really and saying in your mind, so you're gonna really argue about this.
Yep.
Right.
That's so true.
And you start thinking this.
This
So
is
trivial.
so stupid.
Yeah.
This is so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yep.
And so by the time you come back, normally, everybody's had an opportunity to reflect. And again, neither one of us are afraid to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Yep. That's how we are.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
is,
Yeah.
I was wrong on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we are. And it looks like you guys are well
Yeah, we've
on your
grown to
way.
that point.
Yeah, we're
It
grown,
was-
yeah.
It didn't used to be like
That's
that,
what I
but
was
now,
about to say, yeah.
now we've grown to that now.
Because
yeah.
it was hard for me because I'm not a person that expressed my feelings very well. But I had to work through that to start expressing. Even though I knew I was wrong, dead wrong, I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yep.
She gonna say sorry to me. But after the years and starts going by and things, I'm just seeing that's just dumb. Let's communicate.
Yes.
We're adults here.
And God knew what he was doing, because I come from a very expressive family.
Yeah.
Like, we say what we feel and all of that. And I haven't ever been a person to hold all that in. It has to come out. And so God knew what he was doing with hooking him up with me, because I do feel like that did help him learn to start, expressing his feelings and stuff. And I had to learn to be more vulnerable, because I have, expressed or told someone something in the past, and then they used it against me, or like, and there was a lot of that going on. And so then I was holding back from giving my husband my all, because I'm just like, I'm all nervous. But then at the same time, it was because he was not expressing. And so it was a little rift just for a moment in our marriage, where we had to work that out. But now we're more able to be, vulnerable with each other. We tell each other when each other wrong, and we accept it, and we're good to go.
That's good. That's good.
So at some point, you gotta, just admit to your own self that you're not always right.
Right.
Very
And
true.
sometimes that's really hard to do.
Yep.
And sometimes, when you think that you are right. Like, I am right on
I am.
this.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
But am I still too big to say?
Right.
Because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it, what you say it.
Yep.
And just learning to understand that certain people take things a certain way. So, sometimes my wife will say, you said this and this and this and this. Like, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
ain't what I said.
Like, that's not what I said.
That's what you heard.
You heard, yeah.
But
I heard
but
you
I
say it.
but well, no. So I guess my point is, I think we might just take this a little longer today, so then we can maybe break it up into two. I think our conversation, I like the way it's going, because
it's flowing.
now I'm thinking that you guys are going to be very helpful to couples your age and your age group to be able to navigate things. And sometimes I think I could be right, but I may have said it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or I also understand that sometimes my wife hears things differently than I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I literally didn't say that.
I didn't say it,
I heard you.
So, but that's how her brain processes, and I understand that. So I think marriage, and a successful marriage, is all about learning how the other person processes information.
Yep.
So, when I say something, I'm very particular how I say my words, because I know that sometimes she will hear something different than what I said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
And
true.
so just learning to navigate those waters helps us to remain, I think, strong.
Yep.
And people look at us and they say, I'd like to have a marriage like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Because we just make it look good now.
Exactly.
But there's been a
you gotta-
whole 40 plus year
Exactly.
process
Yeah.
of like understanding that, I'm not going to always be right.
Exactly.
And her understanding that she's not going to always be right.
Yep.
And then us both learning to say, I'm sorry. That's I was like you. My family wasn't like lovey-dovey.
Exactly.
It just was
Yep.
what it
Just was what it was. Yep.
And not to say nobody didn't love you or anything.
Exactly.
Right.
But it just wasn't lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
You better suck this up.
Yep.
You suck it up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so being with my wife has taught me the importance of telling the people that you love them. That, like, for her and her sisters, right now, since my mom has passed and my dad is passed as well, I try to be the bridge to bring my siblings together.
Yeah.
Because if not, then it becomes a a thing where you just create,
Yep.
and then you're like my dad and his siblings were. Like,
yeah.
did you talk to Uncle whoever?
Right.
And he could call me.
Mhm.
Like, so as long,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Right.
so
Just
we're gonna
keep
play
playing phone tag.
We're gonna play who's gonna call the other
Right.
first.
Yeah.
So just for me, like the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, my siblings and I now are on a
Group chat.
group chat.
Yeah.
And I just put on there, hey siblings,
Mm-hmm.
just want to say I love all you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
For me, that's like a whole
Mhm.
metamorphosis.
It's a new
Yep.
right.
Yep.
It's because that's not how we grew up.
Grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what have you learned from Tanisha? And Tanisha,
Okay.
what have you learned from Deion?
Yep.
Okay.
And see, that's definitely the biggest thing I've for sure learned is that being just having communication with one another. My parents had communication with me and stuff like that. My mom the most. However, my dad, he's just now really doing that now. Is saying, you know, I love you, giving me a hug and stuff like that. With that, see, I'm learning it now, and he's learning it as in his older years.
Right.
But that's the one thing Tanisha's definitely imparted into me was just being, you know, expressive of my feelings and stuff, not holding them in and just not just say how you
what
feel.
it is, because you can talk to me, and that would be the craziest thing. It's like, you can talk to me. I'm like you.
Yeah, I'm your husband, and you know, you're my friend and stuff like that. So why not talk? You know, so. And that's what I'm even still working with when it comes to people and stuff like that, with my friends and stuff. Tell them, you know, I love you and hug and stuff like that, because you know I just didn't have that at much, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think one of the things too is I mean, something small. I mean, well, maybe not, but
yeah,
Deion helped me to think big, even about the things that are, I guess, little. So, for example, you know, I would drive a hoopty car.
Right.
Deion treated his hoopty like it was a Mercedes Benz. And I would be the one, like, I'm going to wait to treat my stuff that good until I get the good car.
Right.
And that really helped change my perspective just about just things in general and life in general. Like think big now. Like don't wait till, you know what I'm saying, you have that stuff. Like treat your stuff with care, you know, and not saying that I was just reckless with my stuff, but he just gave me a different perspective in that way. And there's also some other things, but for some reason I cannot think off the top of my head.
but when it comes to that, that's what my parents, you know, imparted into me of literally treat whatever you got like it's gold.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how my dad kept all his cars. They wasn't the best, but he kept them. It was people commenting on him, like complimenting him. It was just a regular car. Man, this car clean. Exactly. That's how I always would do. Same as our house. We kept it clean. Wasn't the biggest house. We kept it clean, looking nice. People, you know, be like, wow, what is this?
And you know, too, Babe has taught me to be a little bit softer. Because I used to, because I was such an independent girl, like I wanted to leave the house. I was like, I can't wait to turn 18 so I can do my own life and all this stuff.
Yep.
And I was so independent. And then when I got with Deion, I remember him not letting me load the groceries in the car. And he was like, babe, get in the car. Like, I got this. And I was like, huh? Like, that was just different for me because I'm always trying to get in the trenches with my man. I'm like, okay, babe, whatever you need, whatever. But he kind of helped me get a little bit softer. Like I used to shake up with like the guys at my old church, like, you know, and he just helped me to like now's the time, Tanisha, for you to actually take a step back from the stuff that you used to do on your own, you know? And it was just like, wow, like this feels good. Like, okay, I ain't got to do none of that.
Yep.
I ain't took out no trash in years. I don't even know. Even the pumping the gas thing, I can't pump gas and then don't let it be a late night and I'm out. He like, babe, you can make it home. I want you going to no good gas station by yourself.
Yep.
So yeah, like little stuff like that too. Yeah.
Yes.
But there's more, but I can't think of everything.
Good.
But we've taught each other a lot of stuff.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So if we were like a brand new couple and you guys are counseling us, like what would be your advice for us in terms of having a marriage that survives rough spots?
Mm.
So I would say take your time. Don't always just jump to conclusions and being like, all right, I guess this ain't gonna work out. Because that's how I was kind of thinking in our, beginning of our relationship of being like, oh, this problem happened. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work out.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just know that the next day is going to be better than what it is. Don't just think this is the end of the world because she ain't cooking or she ain't doing this or whatever, or vice versa.
Right.
So it's just patience, grace. Give each other grace.
Yeah.
Don't just seem like, like I said, it's coming to the end of the world. Just it's patience in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then two, I would say, we actually have a friend that just got married, and I think they're at their 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
And and I would say that I'm trying not to lose my train of thought, but why am I losing my train of thought? It was right there too. That the media and movies and stuff try to make marriage seem like, it's just like fairy tale from day one. And they call the first year the honeymoon stage. For me and Deion say it's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
right now we feel like we're in a honeymoon. But that first year to like the fourth year.
Yep. Because you're learning each other. Yeah, exactly.
No, and we were learning each other. And so I would say to not look at those things and think like just because your marriage doesn't look like this movie or like your friends or whatever, comparing and all that stuff. It's every house has their own flow. Every person has to learn each other, and so it's give it time, give each other that grace, forgive. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need to forgive each other. There's gonna be some things that may happen, or you say something, or whatever the case may be. And just let your marriage be your marriage. That's and you work on that and focus on that and not compare. And again, don't give up just because you're going through their first and fourth year. I don't know what it was. Like, we were just learning each other. And then after that fourth year hit, I don't know, we just kind of started like, it was turbulence, and then we just started just coasting ever since.
We started learning our flow in our household. We start, especially with us, of not, living together, for 4 or 5 years before we got married. It was kind of like, I guess you should already know them by now.
Right.
So with us, it was just, guess you could say blind, going into it blind, As much as I know, is God told me, you're going to, this is the wife, this is what I ordained you to have. That's great, but this is what I'm seeing right now, Lord. I'm not seeing what you talking about, those visions and stuff you gave me. I ain't seeing that right now. So that's what I'm saying about the give grace. It takes time. That's with any relationship, any friendship or whatnot. Unless they really doing you wrong, they're, physically abusing you or something like that. Other than that, you give them grace.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve. That when you first get married, and I don't know why that people think that they're the only marriage that has problems. It's like we literally all have problems.
Exactly, we all got problems.
We all have. It's just it just comes down to, and I don't know, my wife, can maybe talk a little bit about this or not. But it's literally making a decision. You're going to have problems. So let's make a decision. What are we going to do after we have problems?
Yes.
So are we going to argue about it? Because if that's the case, we're going to be arguing all the time. Because we're two different people. She processes different than I do. And I process different than she do. And I'm more of a, like, okay, 2 + 2 is 4.
It's 4. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Ain't nothing else.
And she's like, well, maybe if we did this and
add that,
it's like it'll be 6.
No.
2 + 2 is 4.
Yep.
So it is just, for us, it's just been and I think you guys have said it, just learning the other person.
Yes.
And the things that she has taught me are invaluable to the relationship. With her, like, I think she talks to her sisters like, at least twice a day, sometimes more.
Right, like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm like, Really?
Like, really?
Like you just
We
saw
do-
him.
You just see them.
Like, but that she has taught me to, as you said, like feel my feelings.
Mhm.
Like, cause I didn't know how to show feelings because I had never seen that modeled for me.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, you gotta suck this up.
Mhm.
And there was like compliments and
Yep.
stuff. I'm proud of you. You're
Yep.
doing good.
Yeah.
There was none of that.
Mhm.
So being with my wife has taught me that it's okay to say I love you
Yep.
to my kids. My kids now, because I didn't grow up having, saying I love you or I'm proud of you or good job.
Yep.
It's just what it was. You know what I mean? So that's how I came to this relationship.
Mm.
So she has taught me over the years that our kids need that.
Mhm.
So from the time they were small until they're both grown and we've
Yeah.
got grandkids now,
Yep.
that they hear that very frequently. I love you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think my children are in a much better mental space
Yeah.
than I was at their
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree
I agree.
you've been instrumental? Maybe not instrumental,
Yeah.
but that's how she was brought up.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned from her,
Yep.
and I'm still learning. It's an ongoing lesson. I don't think classes are ever over
it's
with.
not.
It's always ongoing,
Mhm.
and it's always the relationship is good, but what can we do to take it to that
To
next
the next
level?
level. Yep.
So we're always trying to figure out what can we do to what would take this to the next level.
Exactly.
So whether it be we got a date day,
Yep.
and sometimes our schedules get busy,
Yep.
and so we may miss the date day on the designated day, but we try to make it up
Yeah.
on one of the other days. And
Exactly.
we just don't just skip it this week.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
we couldn't make it on the Monday
Yep.
like it normally is. So we're gonna switch up days just because life happens to us as
Yep.
well.
It does.
So it's all about having a plan, I think, and then but having a flexible plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if it doesn't work out this way, then let's not be afraid to
Right.
Yep.
try this over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't work, let's try this over
It's
here.
over here. Yep.
But we're just gonna keep on trying until something's gonna break.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that's how it always happens.
Yeah.
That as you're experiencing failures, you're getting closer to success.
Mhm.
Very
Right.
true.
So I think that's just a part of the journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
So like I've really enjoyed having you guys
Yeah.
Enjoy having y'all, talking with y'all.
on
Yeah.
the podcast. And I hope, I know that for the young 30-something entrepreneurs, that this is going to really be a blessing to them, because you guys have figured out how to make it work.
Yeah.
And you've been honest. I appreciate that. That you said, "Hey, it's not always."
Yeah.
And you, Tanisha, said like for that first to the fourth year. Was,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
What
Yeah. It was
did
rough.
did y'all have to check in the hospice?
And we were telling our good friends, the same thing, because they were, what are they,
Yeah.
probably like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
under us or whatnot.
Yeah.
So they were
yeah.
doing the same thing. And they're,
Okay.
1 to 4 years. They were like, man, we can't. We was like,
We was like,
please
yep, just
hold
stick it
on,
out.
just stick it out. And once they hit that year 4 or 5,
Yeah,
they were
5
like,
years.
they've been coasting,
Yeah.
and they have kids,
And they've
that's
grown,
on
right?
top. That's even more.
And that's what I wanted to say. I
Yeah.
always, because we don't have children. That's by choice.
Mhm.
But I always thought like, dang, like y'all like had to learn each other in the
Yeah,
marriage
yeah.
and raise
With
kids.
yes.
That's just like
that's a whole
how?
nother level. That's a whole nother
like I
level.
even think about that, like even with my parents, like they had 4 kids,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, how did y'all literally? They were running a business,
Mhm.
like, and have the kids. That to me is just like, because we look at our business like our baby,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and so we also too, want to hold off too, because we just kind of, I guess I'm on the side of logical with him.
Mhm.
We want to be, prepared for children
Yeah.
if we choose to have some.
Yep.
So I always just thought that was just so cool that people can literally learn each other in the marriage, also own a business if they own a business, and raise children. Like how? Like
that's just like with single mothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or single fathers. I salute them because
absolutely.
I mean, it takes
They do a
two to
lot.
run the house.
Yeah.
Like it does. Like so, with them doing that, that is.
Wow.
I mean, that's a marvel. It truly is.
Wow.
How was that with y'all?
Well, I mean, my wife is very. She has a lot of patience,
Mhm.
and when children, especially small, and there's something brand new you just bought, and they break it.
Yep. See that. I would have to learn that.
Right,
That would be
that's
a whole nother thing I would have to learn.
But she just kind of navigated. Now she'll get she'll get with them.
Yep. Exactly.
But her patience is like she's like the King James word, long suffering. She's like long.
Right.
I'm a little bit more okay. I'm gonna talk to you about it once,
Yep.
but now you're not understanding what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So we got to take this to another level. But she basically ran the house because I was always gone. I was always working because I tell people, hey, somebody's got to finance this dream.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
So you had she went to the kids. DJ played football and ran track, and Daisha was
He wrestled.
Oh, he wrestled?
Oh, I didn't know he played. I didn't even know he did a track or a wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrestled too.
Yeah.
And so she was at most of his meets. Daisha was in show choir, and so she was at most of that.
Mm.
And then those rare occasions when I could get off, then I showed up.
Yep.
Because we always wanted our kids to know that we're proud of them.
Yeah.
Because I think mentally you need that. You need some kind of affirmation.
That's right. Yep.
For somebody to say, you know what, I see you, and I'm proud of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's why I always, tell you guys, you guys are one of my favorite couples because I see so much of you all in us.
Yeah.
You may not be as broke as we were. Cause it was horrible. Was it broke?
Yeah.
It was broke.
I mean, we were.
It was broke.
Really?
We was
broken in half.
Hey, we can trade stories.
Yep.
We can see.
Exactly.
But it was just, I think, to go through the many phases of life together, and every phase tried to break you, but it couldn't.
Yes. So true. So
you know
true.
what I mean? So you turn around and you say, you can't break me.
Yep.
And it's like every phrase. So year 1 through 4
Yes.
couldn't break
Couldn't
you.
break,
So now
yep.
you guys are on almost 12.
Yep.
And you going strong.
Yes.
So I applaud you. I appreciate what God is doing in your lives.
Yeah.
And my wife and I are proud of you. And I don't know what the future holds in terms of how much success there will be. But I believe that the half has not been told. I believe that when you guys get done, it's going to be a household name. And I don't know what other businesses are going to flow out of this.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be some offshoot businesses from this where, and at some point you're going to have to employ people.
Oh, yeah.
And my understanding is that you guys kind of contracted some people out to help you last week.
Yeah.
So I mean, just think now when things first started, you was hoping that there'll be enough for you two.
Exactly.
But now you had enough for you guys and some more people that you brought in. So not only is God blessing you, but as He blesses you, like He blessed Abraham, He said, "I'm going to bless you, and you're going to be a blessing."
Yes.
That's right.
And so now you guys are occasionally, that's how it starts off. Having to hire extra people to help you finish jobs. So we're just super excited about all that God is doing for you guys, and I'm glad to to have you guys as part of our ministry, and you guys add so much to it. Just you've been on the praise team for
Yeah.
You
Since I
day
started,
one.
yeah.
For years.
I love it.
And,
Day one.
and Deion does things for us as well, and so it's just for me. It's been fulfilling watching you all grow, and so
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we love
I'm
you.
excited about
Yep.
that.
Yep. We love
I'm
y'all.
excited about that,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the fact that you guys took time out of your schedules to come and spend some time with us. I think, as I said, that you're going to be a blessing to. That's the beauty of the internet, that you're able to bless people
Right.
places that
Yeah.
Exactly.
and in situations that you probably would never have
Yeah.
seen them. They would never have seen
Right.
you,
Yep.
but because of the internet, they'll be blessed because of you guys sharing your story.
That's right.
I'd like to maybe at some point, as things progress in you guys, just kind of have you back, and just kind of you can kind of tell us how things are going,
Yeah.
and just how God is still progressing you and moving
Yep.
you. Baby, you good?
I'm good.
I just
got
know
you.
one thing for
What's
sure, like just to tell the people, like
Mhm.
just know marriage is like a whole journey. Don't think of it as like this one and done thing
Yeah.
and whatnot.
It's
It's
not-
a journey.
It's not a
Fairy
destination.
tale.
It's not a destination.
Yeah.
It's
It's a journey.
seasons. There's seasons in it. You're gonna have an up season.
Yeah.
You might have the up season for 10, 20 years. Then it might be a down season. We don't know if it might be sicknesses or
Right.
anything you might have to deal with, loss. So just know that there's a seasons in this.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And you always good with saying, "Oh, it's a journey and
It is.
it's fun." You
Yeah.
know,
Like
so
it's dope. It's annoying.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
It's frustrating.
Yep.
it's all them things.
it is. It's
Okay.
all.
That's
Yep.
good.
But at the end of the day, it's
yeah.
fun.
I
It's
wouldn't
dope.
trade. Right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trade it. I'm
ever
nice.
go back to being single.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because right now, especially right now,
Right.
it's- you know,
Down these
I
streets.
salute everybody that's single right now, and I pray for
Right.
y'all. You
Right.
know, so yep. So
But
yeah.
yeah. Thanks for having
yes,
us.
thanks
guys.
for having us.
It's seasons.
Yeah.
It was Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, there's a
Mhm.
time to be born. There's
Yep.
a time to,
Exactly.
and he said, and there's seasons and everything. And I said it a few weeks ago, that all the seasons that they mentioned covers all of our lives.
Yep.
So literally, in a real sense, it's always our
Yep.
season.
It's
Yeah.
always. Yep.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
It's
Yep.
always-
Yep.
it's
It's
always
always
our
our
season.
season.
And every season prepares me for the next season.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Yeah.
It's always marriage is a journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think my wife and I could agree with you on that.
We're gonna have our different challenges, and we
Exactly.
may still, because we're still open to having children.
Mm-hmm.
We just focusing on our business right now, so
Yep.
that could be that's
Yep.
gonna be another
the
thing.
other
Like,
journey.
oh.
Yep. That's the other.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
But we had children early.
Mm.
I think we had only been married for a year, and
Man.
so we got married to 20. I was 20, you was 19, and when DJ was born, I was 21, and you was 20, and so we kind of grew up with our children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like,
So
Mm-hmm.
there's pros and cons of that.
yeah.
Yep.
But there's nothing as I reflect with my life with my wife and my children. There's nothing that I would change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
There's literally nothing, because everything that we've been through
Mm-hmm.
has taught us
Yes.
something.
Yep.
Mhm.
Right.
Like I've been able to extract something
Yep.
out of this season.
Mhm.
Exactly. And like you
So,
teach us,
yeah.
that God uses all things.
Mhm.
He uses all
All
things.
Yeah.
things. It's not no, I went to jail for 10 years. Man, God must be punishing me. No.
Yeah.
All things.
Yeah.
All things he
Mhm.
uses.
I had to preach some years ago. I had to preach at Marion County lockup,
Mm.
and I was telling those men, and they were telling me they had never heard it like that before.
Mhm.
I told him, I was like, if our commandment was to go into all the world,
Yep.
then you would you agree that in all the world
Right.
Mhm.
there is a country
Yeah.
called the United States,
Mhm.
and in all the world, in that country, there's a state
State. Yep.
called Indiana,
Right.
and
Right.
in that state called Indiana,
There's
that's
there's-
all the
there's-
world.
All the world, yep.
There is a city called
Yep.
Indianapolis,
Indianapolis. Yep.
right? And because we're supposed to go into all the world,
Mhm.
and in the city called Indianapolis, there is a
Object-
facility called the Marion County Lock-In
Right.
Facility.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when he said
Gotta
go into
go.
all the world,
Mhm.
that would include this
Yeah.
place
Yep,
right,
right
here.
here.
That's
Yep.
right.
So God
That's
is going
right.
to use you
Yes.
right here
Mhm.
to make somebody's life better.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's so
And they were
true.
walking up to me after that. And he's like, man, I never thought about it like that.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So everything matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
God uses it all.
Yep.
Colossians says that everything was made by him and for him,
Mhm.
that he uses
Yep,
everything.
everything.
Yes.
And so we just got to trust him and believe that it's all going to work
Yeah.
out for
That's
our
right.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thank you guys for
Yes.
being a part
Yes,
of
thank
our
you.
That's good.
our conversation today. I thank you for taking time out. I know you all are busy, and you took time out of your schedule to come and hang out with us today. I know. I hope we've got enough for two. We can break it up into two, and just be a blessing twice.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
It's been a great conversation, I believe.
Yeah.
We want to give a shout out again to Tanisha and Deion for coming and hanging out with
Yep.
us.
Thank you.
And my wife is Dwanda's with us today as well. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon. If you would do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing this podcast, it helps
Yes,
us to build up our audience. So like and share,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time. Until then, take care.
See y'all.
Yay.
Thank you for tuning in, family, and we've enjoyed our time with you tonight. We hope that something that was said that will enhance your marriage relationship. That's all we've ever wanted to do with this podcast, is to help marriages. So until next time, I'm Dwight,
And I'm Dwanda.
and we are the Washingtons.